We're asked to simplify this expression, and you might be tempted to just cancel p squared, but you cannot do that because p squared is being added or subtracted. So whenever you have terms being added or subtracted, you cannot simply cancel them. To underscore that point, all right, if you were given simply p squared times -1 over p squared times -2p times a 1. Doesn't make much sense looking at it really, but notice here everything's being multiplied. Here you would be able to cancel. P squareds would cancel. Well, that would be it. But this is not what we're given, so I'm not going to worry about that. We need to try to factor the numerator and the denominator and hope that we come up with common factors so we can cancel. And whenever we're trying to factor, we refer to our rules for factoring. Hopefully you have them up in your head, and if not, on a piece of paper. First you look for a GCF, then you pay attention to how many terms, etc. So looking at our numerator, there's no GCF. You have two terms. Is it a difference of squares? This one's not readily recognizable, but it is a difference of squares. P squared minus 1, let's see. I think I'll try to work sideways here. P squared minus 1 can be written, this might help you see it a little more clearly, as p squared minus 1 squared. Okay? So that's a difference of squares. For the denominator, it's a little bit more involved, but not terribly. All right, so our numerator can be written as, you put p in the first position, a 1 in the second position, and then your signs have to alternate. So you'll have +1 and -1. All right. So we factored that difference of squares. Now for the bottom trinomial, if you have nothing in front of your first term, well, there's a 1, but a lot of times we just say nothing. You simply grab the last term and list all the factors. This is going to be a short list. I'll grab the 1 and I'll list all the factors. 1 times 1. Okay. For this to be positive, that means the signs have to be the same. If I have a negative times a negative, I'll get a positive 1. So we can factor the bottom. Simply a p in the first position and -1, -1. And if you're not seeing this work, you simply have to multiply each term in this set of parentheses by each term in that set of parentheses, and you will get your original expression. Okay, the important thing now is we have factors up top. I'm putting a dot here. This is something times something, something times something. As long as you have factors, you're allowed to cancel common factors. So p minus 1 cancels p minus 1. When I say cancel, it divides into itself one time. We can't do any canceling here. Remember, for it to be a common factor, that means it has to be exactly the same. And the difference here is in these signs. So your final answer, I'll slide this over again. You will simply get p plus 1 on top, p minus 1 on the bottom.